Welcome to ntTV News at Noon. I'm Faith Webster.
And I'm Madeline McCrory. This afternoon, we bring you two big stories. Election Day is less than 24 hours away, and the North Texas region is under the threat of severe storms. A line of storms is moving across North Texas this afternoon with a chance of tornadoes.
Our weather anchor, Tania Burns, is in studio with our severe weather outlook. Tania.
Thanks, guys. Be prepared for an active weather day and have multiple ways to receive weather alerts. Right now, a tornado watch has been issued for Denton County. Denton is under an enhanced risk of severe weather today. This means we are the most likely to experience a tornado, flooding, and damaging winds. The storms are expected to last until 5 p.m. today, so be prepared by knowing where your storm shelter is and staying weather alert. Now, let's take a look at our current conditions. All right, as you can see, it is 76 and the wind speed is 20. Like I said earlier, we are in a tornado watch right now, so be mindful, take cover, be safe, keep all of that in mind. And as we look for later's weather, tonight it'll get a little less warm, but I would still say just take care and watch for any changes in the weather. Now tomorrow's weather, it does warm up a bit more and it'll be sunny. Pretty good weather. It seems like a perfect day for voting. So I would definitely say go out and enjoy the weather. But yeah, that's pretty much it for tomorrow's weather and for now. Back to you at the front desk.
Thanks, Tania. That's right. It is a perfect day to vote. Election Day is tomorrow, and both candidates are wrapping up their campaigns in battleground states before the final votes are cast. CNN's Brian Abel has more on the election season's final moments.
The presidential campaign trail over the final weekend, running straight through the battleground states. Vice President Kamala Harris with multiple stops in Wisconsin Friday, Georgia and North Carolina Saturday, and Michigan Sunday, making closing arguments of her truncated campaign, saying she wants to remind people the stakes of the election.
We know who Donald Trump is. Now, this is not someone who is thinking about how to make your life better.
The vice president Saturday also appearing on SNL.
Because what do we always say? Keep Kamala and carry on a lot.
The close of former President Trump's third presidential run, also pushing into multiple battleground states. He too was in Wisconsin Friday after Michigan, then Virginia Saturday, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and North Carolina Sunday.
I will bring back the American dream, and we'll bring it back stronger than ever before.
As they sprint to the finish, polls show a race too close to call. Longtime Michigan Representative Debbie Dingell on just how close she believes this race is.
Been through enough elections that I can tell you I have never seen a tighter election.
At the White House, Brian Abel reporting.
Harris will wrap up the last moments of her campaign in Pennsylvania, ending with a rally at the famous Rocky Steps. Meanwhile, Trump will hold his last rally where he has with previous presidential runs in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
This presidential election is one of the most historic elections in American history. No matter who you're voting for, there's likely a lot of different emotions you're feeling, and that can impact your sleep. CNN's Mandy Gaither explains election insomnia and how you can manage the symptoms.
If this election is causing you to lose sleep, you're not alone.
We call it elexomnia, so it's insomnia linked with the election season.
Sleep specialist Michelle Drerup with Cleveland Clinic says in her clinical practice, she's seeing more people being triggered with election-related sleep issues. She says the election can worsen symptoms in those who already struggle with insomnia and can also trigger sleep issues in those who don't have chronic sleep problems.
The person has difficulty falling asleep and they may be kind of thinking about the election or potentially what the future might look like, waking up in the middle of the night and struggling to fall back asleep, or even just poorer sleep quality.
Drerup says to prioritize sleep before you even go to bed by limiting social media and election news exposure, which can worsen stress and add to sleep difficulties. Also, be aware of your negative thoughts and challenge them.
Just try to stay in the moment of where things are at right now.
Finally, Drerup says not to focus on the election what-ifs, instead zone in on things you can manage.
We have survived many elections. We'll get through this, right? It's only 4 years, trying to figure out what I do have the ability to control. I'm going to go out and vote. I'm trying to, do things to support others to vote. So thinking about what I can do versus a lot of what's out of my control.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
2 weeks of early voting concluded on Friday at 7 p.m. After that, Denton County residents who haven't yet cast a ballot can do so tomorrow. Denton County voters must go to their assigned polling place, which is based on the voting precinct where you live. To find your precinct number, head to votedenton.gov. Once you know your precinct, you can find your polling location on the list of Denton County polling sites. Polls close tomorrow at 7 p.m.
North Texas Television will continue to bring you updates about the upcoming election. You can join us tomorrow night for our Your Choice election show.
Be November 5th for the biggest night in American politics, with on-the-field reporting from the Capitol to campus, coverage from our social media audiences, opinions from a panel of experts, and an in-depth look at our state's most pressing issues. The presidential seat and the seat for Texas Senator are both on the ballot, and we will keep you up to date on those voting numbers. Watch our Your Choice 2024 election show live from 6 to 8 p.m. on Frontier 46, Charter 192, or at northtexastelevision.com. Here to keep you covered and informed, we're North Texas Television.
When we come back, we will take another look at our severe weather risk.
And the economy could be a deciding factor in the election. Don't go anywhere.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DebtQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DebtQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DebtQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.debtq.org to learn more. DebtQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
At least 6 people were hurt as severe thunderstorms and possible tornadoes moved across parts of Oklahoma early Sunday. You can see some of the damage in Oklahoma City, where several homes and structures were hit. Along with power lines, trees, and traffic signals, about 95,000 customers across the state were without power Sunday morning. There's heightened concern over the tornado threat this week, and across North Texas today, we are on the lookout. With all of the severe weather rolling in, the temperature is sure to drop.
I know. This morning I was fighting my hair against the wind and the rain. I would hope so.
Our weather anchor, Tania Burns, has more on today's conditions. Tania?
Yes, as we look across North Texas, we can see that in Denton, it's 76 degrees, and in Gainesville, it's 73. It's pretty much the same for the most part in all of the area, with the lowest being in Bowie, which is 71. Nothing too crazy as far as the temperature goes, but I would say just be careful of the weather because we are still on a tornado watch. Now, as we take a look across the region, in Abilene, it's 61. That's not the lowest. In Amarillo, it's the lowest, with it being 50, or no, sorry, in El Paso, 49, and the highest in Houston, which it usually is, which is 80. Nothing out of the ordinary, honestly. I would still just make sure because you never know. All right, as we take a look across the week, today it is strong storms. The highest it'll probably get is 76, and it'll probably rain until, I'm pretty sure 8 is when it clears all up. Throughout the week, it's gonna be pretty gloomy looking. Tomorrow, Election Day, is pretty much the only day that's not that bad until you get to the end of the week, Sunday. It'll get back sunny again, but that's all that I have for the weather now. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Tania. As voting continues through Monday until 7 p.m., the Bowling Mechanists Union continues their strike of more than 50 days. CNN's Brady Wakayama has more on the dedicated union.
It's been more than 50 days since machinists at Boeing decided to go on strike. Although the picket lines were mostly empty on Sunday, Andre Johnstone is still here, outside of the Renton factory.
Our union motto is "We cower to no one," and I'm living by that.
Machinists we spoke with are anxious for the vote on Monday, with a new offer on the table that involves a 38% wage increase over 4 years. That's 3% higher than the last offer. And a $12,000 ratification bonus is also being proposed. The deal does fall short of the 40% wage increase the union originally asked for, and it doesn't include restoring pensions.
We've been asking for the pension for months and years. We don't feel like they've addressing that part of the union whatsoever.
The union representing the machinists posted on its Facebook page on Saturday, encouraging members to vote yes, saying in part, the decision to end this strike is right where it needs to be, in the membership's hands. Your entire bargaining committee believes it is time to settle this strike and move forward. It's unclear how the vote will go, but what is clear is Johnstone wants the leaders of the union to do more.
I feel like the rank and file people in the union are doing their utmost, yes, but our leadership and bargaining committee have not done enough.
The 6 voting locations in Western Washington will be open throughout the day Monday until 7 p.m., with 4 of the sites opening as early as 7 a.m.
My message to Boeing is trust the workers. We want the best for this company.
Reporting for King 5 News, I'm Brady Wakayama.
If you're living on campus, we have the details on where you can cast your vote.
And whether you live on or off campus, you can meet UNT's newest edition. We'll be right back.
You may have heard of moon rocks, but did you know there's also moon trees? And a middle school in Virginia now has one of its very own, thanks to a NASA program that plants these trees from the Artemis 1 mission here on Earth. WVIR's Avery Davis reports.
It's been more than 50 days since machinists at Boeing decided to go on strike. Although the picket lines were mostly
5 species of tree seeds were sent aboard Artemis 1. It's a part of a national education initiative to spark student interest in space and science.
I haven't voted yet, and from my understanding, I can no longer vote anywhere, correct?
Yes, that is true, and our segment anchor Kendall Keaton has all the details of where you need to vote tomorrow if you're registered to vote in Denton County.
Well, let's toss it over to her. Kendall?
Thanks, you two. UNT students, if you are registered to vote in Denton County and haven't voted yet, tomorrow is your last day to do so. Like Madeline and earlier in the show, you can only vote within your precinct. If you live on campus, your polling locations are as follows. 4170 is the Denton Wesley Foundation precinct, which covers sorority and frat row, plus Joe Green, Kerr, Maple, Clark, Honors, Rawlings, Legends, West, Santa Fe, and Traditions Hall. 4187 is the Gateway Center precinct, and that includes Mozart Hall. 4178 is the Dania Recreation Center precinct, and that includes Victory Hall residents. So know your precinct, find your spot, and get out there and vote. That's all I have for you guys. Back to you guys at the desk.
UNT's newest addition, Clover, made her first appearance on campus, gracing stressed college students on their way to class. But there is so much more that goes into introducing an emotional support dog to campus. ntTV's Avery Callens talked with the UNT Police Department to find out what that process is like.
Watch out, UNT students, because there's a new sheriff in town. Clover is the first community support dog at the University of North Texas Police Department, and her role is to provide emotional support and comfort to everyone working at or attending UNT. UNT PD officer David Causey is responsible for raising and training her.
Watson and Keegan are both amazing, but we got them, they were already grown, are a couple of years old and already been through a lot of training. So I think it's a really cool process to be able to see her.
And the process of selecting the right breed for an emotional support dog might be more complicated than you think.
So being a Labrador Retriever owner myself and having had a lot of Labrador Retrievers, they are a much more docile breed.
While her sworn UNTPD duty is to comfort students, she can't help but being a source of relief in the police department as well.
Or early in the morning, because she's got the little bells on her collar, so people will be in their office or in their cubicle, and you hear running down the hallway, and everybody's like, oh, there she is. Everybody starts kind of rolling out and looking for her and grabbing her and petting on her and stuff like that, and she runs on to somebody else. So it feels like it's really lightened the mood. Made everybody enjoy their time at the PD more.
And she's even exciting UNT staff members outside of the police department, like with UNT senior communications specialist Chelsea Gilbert and her office.
I believe it was about mid to late August, and to give you an idea, I stood up and yelled it around the office and got everybody excited.
And she will be starting her work here at the end of October, so make sure to not miss out on these paws on campus. With North Texas Television, I'm Avery Callens.
Wind is not the only thing swishing in the air this week. Our UNT basketball is starting up.
Yes, I am so excited for their first game, and it's at home.
I know. Our sports anchor, Matthew McDowell, is going to have a slam dunk sports report. Matthew?
Thanks, guys. When we come back, we'll talk about what's wrong with the Cowboys and then head over to the hardwood to talk Mavericks and UNT basketball. Stay tuned.
So a man's been walking in the desert for days at a time. He finally comes across a bar and orders a Coke.
That's not funny.
There's no harm in wanting to have fun while in college, but it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and is hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
The Mean Green basketball season kicks off tomorrow at the Super Pit. Their opener is against Evansville. Their pre-conference play is highlighted with games against Power 4 opponents Minnesota and then a home game against Oregon State. Conference play begins December 31st against UAB. Second-year head coach Ross Hodge looks to have a better season than last after being a second-round exit in both the AAC tournament and the NIT tournament last year. Now to the Mavericks. They're off to a pretty good start this year, as expected, coming fresh off of a finals appearance. They are currently 4-2 after beating the Magic 108-85 last night. Luka dropped 32 points and Derek Lively had a double-double. To no one's surprise, Luka is still doing Luka things. After the first 6 games of the season, he's leading the team in points, assists, and rebounds with 28, 9, and 6 a game. Kyrie is second in the team in points, averaging 23 a game. The Mavericks play the Pacers tonight in Dallas at 8:45. Now to the Cowboys. They're currently 3-5 after another frustrating loss. They were in Atlanta Sunday, facing off against the Falcons, led by Kirk Cousins and company. The Cowboys beat the Falcons on almost every facet of the game. They had more pass yards, rushing yards, and even beat them in the turnover battle. Nonetheless, they just couldn't get the job done. The Cowboys, now with 5 losses, have a rough path to try to get to the playoffs if they are really all in, like Jerry Jones has been saying. They play division rival Philadelphia Eagles next week in what feels like a must-win game. That's it for sports. Now to the desk.
Thanks, Matthew. Some companies are offering perks and discounts on Election Day. Both Uber and Lyft are giving riders 50% off trips to their polling place. For those ordering food, Uber Eats is offering 25% off certain orders Tuesday evening and into Wednesday morning. Krispy Kreme is giving away a free original glazed donut to honor, quote, dough-mocracy. No purchase or proof of vote is necessary.
These freebies are such a good way to encourage people to get out and vote.
I have never wanted a Krispy Kreme more in my life. I know I'll be there tomorrow after I cast my vote.
I might just have to join you. Thank you for watching ntTV News at Noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.